We're still grappling with our own air disaster here at home. It's been about 50 hours since an American Eagle regional jet and a military helicopter collided midair and plunged into the Potomac River. Thanks for staying up with us tonight. I'm Simone D'Alba.
And I'm Larry Miller. 67 people are believed to be dead tonight. 41 bodies have been recovered. DC Fire Chief John Donnelly says that the plane's fuselage will have to come out of the water in order to recover the rest of the victims. A massive crane was brought in to do just that. Large barges from Virginia Beach are set to arrive early tomorrow morning.
Late last night, both black boxes were recovered from the plane. The Black Hawk helicopter's voice recorder also found, along with the bodies of all 3 service members on board. The National Transportation Safety Board will go over the in-flight recorders. An initial report on the crash should be ready within 30 days. 2
of Reagan National's 3 runways remain closed through the weekend, and that means flight delays, even cancellations. Airport leaders will reassess if they can open those runways on Monday. Well, while recovery crews remain focused on the river around Reagan National Airport, pilots and politicians expect that deadly collision will change how traffic is routed in the sky above. Our Matt Gregory is live near the airport tonight. He has an in-depth look at the impact that disaster could have on flights in the future. Matt?
Yeah, Larry, lawmakers tonight didn't want to speculate on what that future looks like in terms of the airspace here above Reagan, but they did ask for the DOD to give a safety review of military helicopter training guidelines in the airspace, an airspace that a retired pilot told me tonight is some of the most difficult to fly in the country. If you've ever watched the planes fly into Reagan, you get the sense it's a busy airport, and pilots will tell you it's also a tight airspace to fly through.
When you look at the restricted areas around there, I don't know of any place more restricted than that.
Over Zoom, we talked to Lieutenant Colonel Alan Campbell, a former Delta Airlines pilot. Now, he says the air restrictions over D.C., combined with the military zone, always made DCA a very interesting landing.
But as long as you know that, you fly in, you land, you do your business, and then you turn around and you fly out and you fly the river and you stay off the restricted areas.
At the same time, it has one of the busiest runways in America. And that's a note that local lawmakers like Senator Mark Warner brought up as a safety concern last year. So we asked him about it this week after the deadly crash.
We have raised this issue continuously. We've got very busy airspace. I think we will ask questions, but at the appropriate time.
The same question to the NTSB.
Is it this time now for us to possibly deconflict or change some of the airspace where military aircraft operate with commercial aircraft? I can't give you a definitive answer on that.
Now, local lawmakers want to start that conversation. The National Capital Region delegation formally asked the DOD to look into moving military helicopter training out of DCA's airspace, potentially a sign of big changes to come.
We have checklists, and you read all these checklists, and if you ever wonder, well, where did that come from? Well, there was an accident.
Lieutenant Colonel Campbell thinks it's inevitable that the NTSB investigation will end with changes for DCA and air travel across America.
So then they go back and rewrite the checklist or rewrite the procedure and rethink the operation. So a lot of that stuff has blood on it from history.
Yeah, so there will be, there already is a temporary hold on military helicopter training in this region. But like you saw, and I told you right there, the Capital Region lawmakers want to see that become permanent. They'd like to see at least moved out of the area so things like this at least won't come into conflict ever again. And we're going to continue following this story, obviously, because there's so many more details we're waiting to see come out as a result of the NTSB investigation. At Reagan, I'm Matt Gregory. Back to you.
Yeah, one change already in place, and of course we expect more. Matt Gregory, thank you.